Welcome on in, everybody, and welcome back to another NFL mock draft on the channel. This time, we are going to be doing the New York Jets. Probably should actually introduce myself. My name is Absolute Illusion. You can also just call me Colton. I'm losing my mind here. I've done this intro like 4 times now because my computer keeps crashing and dying and stuff. So hopefully it's okay. Hopefully everything's fine. I took a small break, had a muffin, so I should be okay. But again, we are back doing another NFL mock draft. This will be a 3-round mock draft, just like the last video we did. The last one was the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you guys have not seen it, make sure you go check it out. It was a pretty cool mock draft. But pretty much what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going down the line of kind of all 32 teams and just doing 3-round mock drafts for them. I gotta preface this again, as I do all my videos. I am not a professional. I do not have a background in this by any means. I am just an avid lover of football. I love mock drafts. I love the entire draft process. I love watching tape on players. I love learning statistics about each one of them. It's a big part of kind of who I am. And I usually do multiple hundreds of mock drafts every single year leading up to the draft. So that's kind of why I make these videos, to show them to you guys and just kind of be able to show you guys the passion I have for this, and hopefully meet some people who feel the same way. But with that, we will be doing a Jets mock draft. This will have trades in it. However, I will not be sending out any trades. The only trades that we will be doing are trades that are sent to us from other teams, and just kind of rolling with it from there. And I will just kind of be picking where I think the Jets could maybe go, players that they might want to take if they are available. So we'll just see, and we'll hop right in. We will be doing a 3-round mock draft. Hopefully this does not crash again, because it keeps crashing at this point. All right, we're going to start right here. And we're getting a trade offer. We are getting a trade offer from the Atlanta Falcons. They want number 2 overall for number 4, number 35, and number 68. So that's 3 picks inside the top 70. So ultimately, I think that this comes down to, how do you view Sam Darnold as a quarterback? Do you believe that he's your future quarterback, or that you want to keep rolling with him and just kind of see what happens? Or do you want to pick your future and trade Sam Darnold, or do something along those lines? We're not entirely sure what they're going to do yet, but they have a lot of holes. They were, I think, probably the worst team in the NFL last year, even though they have the number 2 overall pick. I think they were a worse team than the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I don't think there's many people that will disagree with me on that one. Because of Adam Gase, the former head coach of the New York Jets, was terrible. So hopefully with a new head coach and a new system and everything, they'll be able to move forward. And to be 100% honest, I'm going to go a different way than most people with the Jets, and something my good buddy Steve, I think, will appreciate. I'm going to accept this trade. I like this trade a lot. We're jumping back 2 picks. I'm going to do this draft as if Sam Darnold's kind of the way that we're going to go for the next few years, and just kind of roll that out and build the rest of the pieces around the team. Because as we've seen with the Texans, even if you have a star-level quarterback, if you have a terrible team, you will still lose. You might play better, but you'll still lose. So I am going to accept this pick here. And let's see what the Falcons wanted for that. So they end up going up and grabbing Zach Wilson. Ooh, so we're up on the board at 4. We are being offered a 7. We're being offered 7 and a future 1. We're also being offered a 6 and a 2, as well as dropping to 9 and getting a 2 and another 3. Ah, man, dude. So if I'm being 100% honest, I think what I'm going to do here, so this would be interesting. This might be something that they accept here. However, I think this one, because we're doing a mock draft for this season, I guess, I'm going to kind of get rid of that one. But what we're going to do is, I do like this one. I do like that we get another 3 here. But the player I want, I think, will be gone at 9. So I think we're going to decline that one as well. And I think we're actually going to make a second trade, dropping down again to number 6 and picking up another 2. And we're going to accept that trade right there. Penny Sewell was grabbed. Who do they grab? They grab Justin Fields. We're getting another trade offer. My goodness. And this one's to slide down 1 spot and pick up another 3. And this is to slide to 10 to pick up a 2. And this is 9 to a 2. Oh, goodness. What do I do here? I mean, to be 100% honest, this doesn't sound so bad. Oh, but neither do these. These sound pretty good too, though. My goodness, this is going to be a little longer because I really have to think about this. So I wish I could see who is still all right here. I really wish I could, because that would help me a lot if I could see who is all right here. If I go here, I really don't lose out on a whole lot. But again, if I go here, the player I want could be gone, possibly. However, just because the Jets have so many holes, and I'm hoping the player will still be there at 9, because there's still 3 players on the board that I would really like to pick. So unless all of them go with these next 3 picks, I think I can still get one of the guys I want. So I'm going to accept this. We're going to make 3 trades in the first 10 picks. So we're going to accept this. Rashawn Slater went. Caleb Farley goes. Jamar Chase goes. All right, so I can't trade down anymore from here. I don't. Nothing is going to be worth it that they're going to give me. So I'm going to decline all of them. And he is still on the board. I am so excited about this. Okay, this is such a great way for this to go. All right, so the 3 options that I was going to choose from were Kyle Pitts, who ended up going right here, Jalen Waddle, and the player that I'm going to take here is actually Devontae Smith. Okay, I believe so. I have my own rankings and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do a video on like my first round rankings here eventually. If you guys would like to see that, let me know down in the comments section. But I actually have my top 3 receivers as Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, then Jamar Chase. A little different than what other people do. It's actually reversed. But I truly believe Devontae Smith is the best overall well-rounded wide receiver. Now, don't get me wrong. Jamar Chase is a beast, okay? He flat out played like crazy 2 years ago. We didn't see him play last year. The year that we last saw him play in was when he had Joe Burrow and when Justin Jefferson, who we've seen what he's done in the NFL, on the other side of him. Okay, now don't get me wrong. Jamar Chase is phenomenal. I think he will be great at the next level. But I believe Devontae Smith is the #1 wide receiver in this draft class. And if they can make these trades here and pick up the draft capital that they have and still get Devontae Smith here, I think Jets fans would be unbelievably ecstatic about that. Plus, they still have another draft pick right here. Trey Lance goes to them. That would be awesome. Christian Darrisaw goes there. That would be interesting. Micah Parsons, that seems to be a common pick for them. Kwity Paye, that's not bad. Jeremiah, okay. I love this pick to the Raiders. That's a great pick. Rashad Bateman, that's a good pick for them. J.C. Horn, that's interesting. Elijah Vera Tucker is interesting. Terrace Marshall, wow, okay. So they're offering 32, a 4, and a 7. I don't know. I'm okay without that one. We're going to kind of roll with what we've got here. And there's actually multiple players sitting on the board that I would actually really, really love if we could get any of them. You know, you could go Najee Harris, Travis Etienne. Personally, I think Najee Harris is the better running back. That's just me. I think that they would be there for these picks in the second round, though. So I'm not going to take these. I wouldn't take them there by any stretch of the imagination. Joseph Ossai could be interesting. 6'3", 245. Plays more like a 3-4 outside linebacker. I guess I didn't do my homework on the Jets as much as I maybe should have on what their scheme is going to be this next year. I believe they ran more 4-3 last year. So Joseph Ossai could be interesting. I don't think he's the greatest pick for them, though. But with this pick, I think you go out, and I I made this pick actually for the Jaguars too. But if you're there in this range in 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and Gregory Rousseau is there, you're going to want to pick him. Gregory Rousseau is the type of player who could end up being the #1 overall edge rusher in this draft class. He has all the physical tools to do it. He's just not very technically sound. He doesn't have the greatest first step off the ball, not very explosive off the ball. But once he gets his hands out on you with the length he has in his arms and the ability to just manhandle people and run around them is absurd. So I think if you're trying to build as good of a team as you can possibly get, grabbing a player like Devontae Smith and then grabbing Greg Rousseau in the first round, you'd be set up for a pretty good draft class going through. So we'll keep going. Najee Harris goes. Okay, that's kind of a bummer. Jalen Mayfield goes. Joseph Ossai goes there. Oh my gosh, look at this. Yeah, I love the look of that. Oh my gosh, look at all the firepower. Oh man, dude, we got all the firepower in the world. And we can kind of do whatever we want with this. So they're wanting 244, and we get a 4. We drop back to 51. This is an interesting one to think about. Could drop back to 44 and still get somebody we're looking for and pick up a 4th round in the process. We could drop back to 54, pick up a 4, a 5, and a 7. We could grab a 2, a 4, and a 7. But I think actually this could be rather an interesting one. I've made a lot of trades so far. I think with the picks that we have here, I think I'm going to decline this one and kind of get the player that I want here. The player that I'm looking at here is actually, where did he go? Where did he go? Am I just missing him here? I can't be just missing him, can I? No, am I just flat out missing the guy? Oh yeah, I'm completely just blanking on him. So I'm gonna be taking Alex Leatherwood here. I love Alex Leatherwood as a prospect. I think I might have actually picked him for the Jags too. I swear I'm not trying to do this intentionally. It's just I like these players a lot, and they have a lot of fits all around. Alex Leatherwood's the type of player who could play. He could play tackle. See right here, starting right or left guard. That first experiment with right or left tackle. He could play tackle. He can play guard. He can move all over the line. I do see him as a little bit more of a guard in the NFL. I like him a little bit more as a guard. He could still be a stud tackle though. So given the needs that this team needs, he'd be a great piece to do whatever you want to do with. Okay, now we're up again with another pick. Okay, and you're looking at the players on the board. What does this team need overall to succeed? And I know that I've done this multiple times now. Okay, and I promise, well, maybe you guys haven't even seen it, but picking here, we're going to grab Trevon Moehrig, okay? Trevon Moehrig, personally, I believe, is the #1 safety in this entire draft class. If you want my kind of more serious rundown of him, you can check out the last video that I did. I go a little bit more in depth into him there. Ooh. You know what? We're going to accept this pick here from the Rams. 2, we're going to grab 57, a 3 at 101, and then another 6. So we'll grab that there. If we need to jump up and we get the option to, I'm definitely going to jump up and try to grab somebody I want. Drop back to 53. I think we're going to decline that one, though. And we are going to grab probably the best, if not very, 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 very close to the... I think probably the best interior defensive lineman in the entire draft class, which is Christian Barmore. Now, don't get me wrong. Interior defensive line is not the biggest need for the Jets. But if you're sitting here and you've got Christian Barmore as an option, who is, honestly, he could end up being probably a mid-round first or mid-first round talent, I think you're going to grab him here, okay? He gives you super young, athletic. He's really, really big at 6'5", 310. I'd like to see what his pro day profile is going to look like a little bit more. But I think you're grabbing probably the best interior defensive lineman in this entire draft class. That him with Davion Nixon as well. I see Davion Nixon more as like a nose tackle though in the NFL. So we'll kind of keep just rolling with it. Our next pick, where are we? We moved back a little ways. So I think we're back in this range back here. Unless I'm just missing us. Yeah, we're right here. So we're at 57. Okay, so there's still some interesting players on the board. So there is still a player I like on the board a lot. I don't think he's going to be there for us, though, once we get to our pick. If he is, I will gladly take him. I don't see him being there, though. So, okay. So, I didn't see if he was still on the board. I can't see because I don't know who they just took right there. But I think with the picks that we've gained and everything like that, I think this is going to be perfectly okay for us to jump up. Yes, we're giving up a 5. We're gaining a 6. And we're giving up a 7. So this is a little bit more to give up. The player I want, though, is on the board. And we have the draft capital to go get him. So I'm going to accept this. And he is still sitting there. And that is Aaron Robinson, the corner out of UCF. Absolute amazing player. Can kind of play all over in the secondary. Probably more of a slot corner, though. But he could be a very, very solid player for them overall. I like him just kind of moving all over the back end. I don't believe... Yeah, he's 5'11 and a half, 190. He's not the biggest player, but he does give you a lot of options to work with. And I think the Jets would really fall in love with him just as a player overall. So we'll keep this going here. Our next pick is at 66, and then we have another one at 68. And we're doing pretty good for ourselves here, everybody. We're doing pretty good for ourselves here. That's another player I would really love would be Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome is a phenomenal player, and I would love for us to be able to get him. Amon-Ra St. Brown to the Green Bay Packers. They finally get Aaron Rodgers, that second amazing wide receiver. So we are being offered 78 and a 6 for 66. I'm going to decline this one, though, and just kind of roll with what we got here. We did already grab an edge rusher. I do love Carlos Basham here, though. Carlos Basham is an unbelievably good player. However, you've got Trey Smith here. I think you grab Trey Smith right here. Yes, we did grab... hang on. I'm going to take a look at these. Decline them both. So we'll pause the draft right there for just a second, just to kind of look at what we've got. You grab Trey Smith here, okay? 6'5.5", 331, very, very much a guard in the NFL. So if you view Alex Leatherwood as more of a guard, you have both your starting right and left inside guards for the future. Trey Smith, I think, is a very, very underrated prospect. I don't know why he's projected so far down the board. I love him overall as a player. I don't see him being able to move out to the outside at all. So he's definitely going to be one of your right or left guards. If you view Alex Leatherwood more as a tackle, you stick him outside of tackle. You've still got stud tackle, stud offensive guard, Giving Sam Darnold, who in this mock we're having as the future at the quarterback, you give him a solid offensive line to work with so that he's not running for his life like Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. But we're going to resume the draft here. We've got a lot of players that we could look at here. I don't know why it says we still need cornerback help. I did take a corner right there, so I don't know why it says that. There's a lot of solid players here, though. So I think at the end of the day, when you're making this selection, you're kind of looking, you're like, well, what do we need? What would help? And I think you're going to reach down here a little bit, and you're going to grab Cameron McGrone. Okay, and you're like, well, what about Pete Werner? Well, personally, I like Cameron McGrone a little bit more. He's more of a Mike linebacker, 3-down roll, blitz-heavy schemes. Again, I probably should have looked up what the Jets' scheme is a little bit more. With the defensive line, the way that they run it, though, I love Cameron McGrone here. Pete Werner, 6'3", 242. Also, very, very, very solid. More of a 4-3 Sam linebacker, as it showed there. You couldn't... It's ultimately what your kind of scouting report says. I've watched more tape on Connor McGrone than I have on Pete Werner. So this is the route that I would go. This is just me personally. Jets are obviously probably going to go in a different route. They have a lot of picks so far, so they're trying to fill a bunch of holes, and they're going to grab the best players that they think that they can grab. So we're going to keep moving down the board here. I don't know when our next pick is, or even if we have another pick in this draft. We might not. Actually, we do, right there at 86. And looking at the board the way it is, there is another player I'd like to grab. There is another player. And if we can grab him, I'd be very, very, very happy about it. I doubt we're going to be able to. And he just went right there to the Cardinals. Shaun Wade. There's actually another one on the board that I'd love to take too, though. So we'll see if he's there for us. Actually, there's two more of them on the board I'd love to take. I think we're going to get him here. And we are. That's going to be Paulson Adebo. Adebo. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. I would also consider Elijah Molden, though. Elijah Molden, he's, again, more of a nickel corner. I said slot corner earlier for Aaron Robinson. I apologize. He's more of a nickel corner as well. Paulson Adebo is 6'1", 190. He's got a lot of outside potential. So I think if you grabbed your nickel corner earlier in the draft, Elijah Molden isn't probably what you're going to want. So you're going to grab Paulson Adebo here. And I think that's probably our last pick. So you grab two very, very solid corners. No, we have another one at 101. Wow. I got a lot of picks in this draft. Holy crap. I'm definitely taking a Minnesota Vikings approach to this, where apparently quantity is better than quality. But I think with all the picks that we've grabbed, I would be more than happy to grab to have the players that we have. And there is a player on the board that if he's there at 101, I am going to take him. And when I make this pick, you're all going to be like, well, Colton, you said you weren't going to do this or this or this. You know, Sam Darnold's your quarterback of the future. Yes. Yes. I think they are going to roll with Sam Darnold. But with all the picks that they have, I'm going to grab Kyle Trask. He's a very, very solid player, and he could become a starting quarterback. It's the same thing that Washington did. It's the same thing multiple teams have done, taking an extra quarterback, having him in the background. If Sam Darnold goes down or he starts playing terribly, you still have a player who you could mold into being your starting quarterback of the future. I think that would be very, very good. We did end up making a ton of trades, okay? We made a trade with the Falcons. We made a trade with the Eagles, and we made a trade with the Broncos in the first round within the top 10 picks. We made a round 2 pick with the Rams here, and we made another round 2 pick with the Chicago Bears. So who did everybody get? They ended up getting Tevin Jenkins. They grabbed Caleb Farley, even though Caleb Farley probably would have been there for them at that pick. Yeah, looks like I ended up trading both of these picks away. Yeah, I did. I ended up trading that one for 57 and moving back. That's the pick where I got 57, and I'm getting Kyle Trask out of it. They ended up grabbing Zach Wilson, which is perfectly fine. With this pick, I ended up again trading it. I got Trevon Moehrig and Cameron McGrone with those picks. So that's very, very solid. The draft board looks as such: Devontae Smith, Gregory Rousseau, Alex Leatherwood, Trevon Moehrig, Christian Barmore, Aaron Robinson, Trey Smith, Cameron McGrone, Paulson Adebo, and Kyle Trask. That is 10 picks in the first 3 rounds. And arguably, I would say this would give the Jets the #1 draft class in the entire draft, depending on what other teams do. But I think that this would be a phenomenal draft class for them. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys think I'm completely insane for doing all this, or you guys think I'm stupid for some of the picks I made, let me know what you guys think of the picks. Let me know if you guys want to see some different stuff. If you guys want to see kind of my first round kind of rankings on where I put the top players and everything like that, let me know. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for more content. Follow me on Twitter at AbsoluteColton. It's down in the description down there. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.